Okay, next up is new fuel filter. The fuel filter lives right next to the fuel filler. So we're going to open the fuel door, and there's our fuel filter right there. In theory, I guess we could do it through the fuel door here, but that would be awfully difficult. So what we're going to do is take the seat off and take this center console off, so we can see the fuel filter easily. So let's take the seat off. All right, now this console comes off with these two bolts here. We'll undo those. Got it? Okay. Now, what we want to do is take this console piece off. It should just lift off like that. Set that aside. And now, inside the fuel door are two releases to release this. Center console. Hold on. We're going to take these covers off here around this neck. One. Two, and then we're going to lift the whole radio assembly out. Just connect it. Okay, there we go. It's laid out of the way. So here's our fuel filter. We're going to replace that. We're going to have two more of those right here. This one.
Here.
So that's that fuel hose, and we'll go ahead and disconnect back here where we have more clearance, and we already did it. This fuel hose, and we'll pull the whole hose out, give us more room to work. So here's our fuel filter. There's a band around it that helps hold it in place. Regardless of the condition, we are going to change it out. There's our old filter. Take this mounting collar off. It slides right here. Our old fuel filter. Okay, new fuel filter. Honda part number for anybody who wants to zoom in. This is a Honda OE fuel filter. There we go. So the first thing we're going to do is put them, see, looks just like the old one.
Except it's
Clean, new. Right?
it's clean.
First thing we're going to do is put the mounting collar on it. Next we're going to put a fuel line on it. Then we are going to span that fuel line up where it goes. Next we're going to slide this back where it was and slide it on to this mounting tab down here. This clamp there. Last one is this clamp and hose here. Going all the way. This clamp. That's set. So before we put fuel in it and turn it on, we're going to unplug the fuel filter. We could pull the fuse as well, but we don't want the pump to pump anything into the carburetors because I want to just crank it to get the oil pressure up first. So first we're going to take out spark plugs and inspect the bores. Okay, we got to expose the spark plugs. Here, there's 3 on this side. So first thing we got to do is take off the main side cover. Again, just those rubber grommets. Let's set that aside. Then we take off this cover. Set that aside. Now we need to take off this trim piece, and that's 2 screws. They may have these covers here.
Actually, yeah, there's 3 screws, I think.
So that comes off, and then it exposes a screw, and here's a screw. Yeah, can you give me a flathead screwdriver? Don't bump the tripod. There you go. So we're gonna, this is an original screw. That screw doesn't need to come out. That's to fix a cracked, broken piece of plastic. Just one screw, and then it takes this cover off. Don't grab. We're going to need to take this cover off in a second. So the next cover that needs to come off is this one, and it just slides off like that. Now we need to take this chrome piece off across here, and this has various little covers over the screws that we need to take out. And then we take screws out, which are, in this case, substantially corroded. We'll have to clean them up before we put them back. So this chrome piece. Then we've got a light that's really, it doesn't have a light in it, it's just a magnifier. Then this whole side cover should come off. Here's the lower fog light. It's connected here with a light with a, you will disconnect that here with the electrical connection. All right, let's set this aside. Okay, so we have, hard to see for you, but there's aftermarket lights here that go down to this highway peg. because the highway peg has external lights on it. So now we have spark plug 1, spark plug 2, and spark plug 3. So I'm going to move the camera so you can see down in here. Alright, so now you've got access to 1, 2, and 3 spark plugs on this side. It's a little hard to see. Let me scoot you a little. There's the third one. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to get compressed air and I'm going to blow any dust out of there before I take those spark plugs out. So that's coming. First things first, we're going to blow dirt out of here. Keeps coming. Okay. Next, we're going to pull the spark plugs out of here.
Hey Dad, what does spark plugs do?
They ignite the fuel and air mixture,
Hey,
and
Dad?
they cause the engine to go boom. They make.
Dad? Is this still filming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the first one.
Spark fuse, number 1. Should I go get the other ones?
No, we're just taking them out for now.
Can I take one out?
Sure.
So,
Right here,
nice.
right down there. Can you turn that? Push it towards me. There you go. Now you can probably do it by hand. So take this off and turn that by hand. Unscrew it. Counterclockwise. Other way. Yep. Keep going. Turn, turn, turn.
Sorry, there's stuff in the way. Is it off?
Keep going. You'll know when you're done. It'll be very obvious. Let's see. Nope, not done.
Keep on going.
There we go.
Pliers.
You grab it. There you go. Let's take a look at that one.
That little one looks good and bad.
The next one.
I used to. Alright. I see 1, 2. There's 6 of them, right?
And 3 on this side. So we got one more on this side. It's right here.
Nice.
You want to do that one?
Turn. Which
Yep,
one?
you got it. Other way. Yep. Keep going. Go a whole bunch.
Let's see.
Keep going.
think it's off?
Try it. Pull it out. Now see if you can get it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Alright, here's the last one.
Now moving to the other side.
Now let's go ahead and inspect these now. So we're going to use our fiber optic scope camera and we're going to go down in these bores and see how they look. Oil.
Oil.
See the crosshatch on?
Crosshatch? What's that?
See the marks, the crisscross?
Yes.
That is a sign of a good engine.
It's got yellow.
A little bit of dirty oil in there. It looks like maybe somebody put some oil in it, maybe.
How do you activate this? The air
That's
pump.
one. Okay, down the second bore, you can see the cylinders all the way at the top of the bore here, the pistons at the top of the bore. There's oil pooled at the bottom, so it's not, can't see much. Let's go down the third one, and in the third bore, here you can see a light pooling of oil. The cylinder bores are fantastic with good crosshatch and a little bit of carbon buildup on the top of the piston. All right, for the right side of the bike, here are the 3 spark plugs that came out. All of the cylinders, and I'll stitch in the footage here, they all look like they have some carbon buildup on the cylinder heads. The crosshatch looks good. One cylinder, the front cylinder on the right hand side, looks like it might have a little bit of rust. Spotting. I think it's just spotting. I've sprayed fogging oil in them, and now we're going to do a compression test. Okay, going down the rear bore, we've got a nice clean cylinder wall. You can see crosshatch on the left, a little bit of carbon buildup, a little bit of oil. This is the right side of the engine. Now we'll come out of this bore, go into the middle bore. Again, like the other side, this piston is near the top of the bore. There you can see the edge. You can see it's nice and clean. It clearly was stopped for a long time at the top. Carbon buildup, but otherwise nice and clean. Now the front bore, here's where we have issues. There's our rust spotting. You can see perfect cross-hatching below that line where the rings were set, but we've got some rust corrosion spotting. It doesn't look like buildup. There's a little bit of carbon on the pistons, perfect cross-hatching everywhere else, but right there in the top, say, inch and a half, there is that discoloration. So we'll see what the compression test tells us. I'm going to fog all of these, and then we will run a compression test. Battery's in. I have disconnected the fuel pump. Oil light's still on. I'm not getting oil pressure. There, oil pressure. Oil pressure, oil light went out, so I got oil pressure. Spins nicely. So now, let's do a compression test. All right, this is left rear bank. Go ahead, press. Stop. All right, so we're at 170. 170. Let's go to the next one. All right, this is left middle cylinder. Go ahead. Press. Wiggle it. Okay. This is just about 175 on this one. Okay, this is left front cylinder. Let's go. Okay. So this cranked up to about 175 as well. 170 maybe. All right, now we're on the right side of the engine, rear cylinder. Go ahead. Okay. All right, so this one stopped at about 165. It's a little lower. A little lower. All right, this is right side, middle. Ready? Go. Okay. This one got to 170 as well. All right, so this is the right-hand front one. This is the one that had the sort of the rust corrosion staining or the rust staining inside. Let's crank this one and see. Try again. Okay. All right, so this one hit about 165. So it's a little bit, probably the lowest one. This is all stone cold, so we're gonna be okay with this.